Okay, time to solve superposition. We have a partial confirmation, some clues, some extraction blobs. Wait, was it duplicated these? That's a bit weird. Let's put those over here. Sorry, to check a message on my computer. Are these cryptic clues? I think they're cryptic clues, aren't they? Clues are in alphabetical order themselves. But let's try and answer some of them. Edward Blue. Not Edward Blom. Edward Bloom is character in Big Fish, okay? Sure, well, don't know. This one, potassium inside damaged power pole work people. Work people are labourers, potassium is K, inside Vandergamma power pole. Aged means old, it's the first letters of and gross advanced discussed. Overheard, left, leaves, leaves, left. Eavesdropped. Yeah. So left leaves leaves for eaves, and left is dropped. Intake is an main takeaway. Segue shifts southeast to Arkansas State. What's the Arkansas? Do we look at code? AR. Argue. SE becomes AR. Was lying in bed with fluffy stuffing inside. Okay. Brewers accepting bar and advertising that juices no. Endless segue into the Vivaldi alternative. 1 replaced by 500. Small measures. next to that. Felt broken, agon felt. Paragraphs about frail talents. Okay. Over the length. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very nice. Are we going to have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 in these as well? I sure hope so. I mean, we can get that left, right? That's the left. Here we'll have work people, intake, monkey, injured, left. So this is something something. This is something E. There's E something. Something something. B something. AL. Something something. Something. E something. A something. Shame. We need to solve some more clues. We haven't got many of these right clues. That's something else. It's a universal plan. They happen at the end of the day, even in empty grounds. So evenings, even in, and then GS, empty grounds. I heard Scarlet Letter is in order. Paragraphs about frail cows. Brewers, accepting bar, and advertising producers. This is bluff. Fluffy stuffing is luff. The inside bed. Overlap sounds good. Dallas, Texas. Perhaps not. Reported crash. Old reforms. Involved in doing writing. Warm-blooded. Overlap is still looking good. Ooh. Right, let's get some of these rights. I had Scarlet Letter in order. Iron ore gets melted, ore gets replaced by a kind of bronze uprising. Revolution. Right, if you have revolution, and you take out iron E, volute, a type of bronze. Volute. I wouldn't say that's a type of bronze. If it was revolution, you'd get an owl here, which isn't great. They're falling at times, if not for odd countries. Saturn spinning extremely fast turns into universal planet. Not getting these clues. Endless segue into Vivaldi alternative. What's a Vivaldi alternative? I guess it could mean alternative letters of Vivaldi, like IAD or VVLI. Rulers, accepting bar, and advertising producers. Mm-hmm. Struggling. So there are some words that appear conspicuously in multiple views, like segue and segue. And I wonder if what this clue phrase is going to tell us to do is to like overlap the clues themselves. I don't know why I started typing salesperson there. Salesperson isn't even written anywhere on the page. Maybe that's just how my brain wanted to complete the sentence. Took legal actions against salesperson. Of course. Who else would you take legal action against? But no, okay, none of these words appeared in another clue. Right? When it's reported, crash, legal only appears there. Actions against exception. No. Okay, so that's not it. It's got to get good. Soft clues. Mm-hmm. Okay, so took legal actions against was sued. Well, must mean deception. Reported crash. Old reforms involved in doing doodling. anagram of old inside the iron ore gets melted, ore gets replaced by a kind of bronze. Uprising. Paragraphs about frail towers. Pens. Pars about ill. Sorry. This should be nice. Mm. Accepting bar as full marketers. Ah, yeah. I had Scarlet Letter in order. I wonder if doing the Lapgala thing is something to know. Never had partial confirmation, you know. Yeah, sure. I think we're going to struggle to overlap Gallifreyan without having very many actual pairs of words. But we'll give it a go. Mm-hmm. So this is ba, ja, ta, fa. Bejete, ebijitifi, obujutufu, ubujutufu. Oh, okay. Yeah, this is a little painful. But this looks like it'll be helpful. So if we put, for instance, doodling. Here we have de, which is that with three dots. De, oh, de, le, e. Mm, mm. But over, right, it seems like there's a lot of freedom in how you can write this. So does overlapping particularly make sense? Don't combine consecutive consonants or consecutive vowels. Yeah, well, this doesn't. Okay, let's overlap these images. We get doodling and evenings. And then I get paint up. Um, I don't know why OBS doesn't want to capture paint. It's not showing up for me in OBS. Well, try reopening a new paint window. Right, so it captures that just fine. Paint is just black. Well, that's disappointing. Okay, I'll do the combination in Paint and then open it up in Firefox. And yeah, you can see what I see after I've done it. You get to stare at Gallifreyan on Firefox for the time being. I want to find things that exist in both doodling and evenings. I don't really know how this overlapping is supposed to work. And it's now my dinner time, so I'll have to return to this later. Thanks. Took a bit of a longer break than anticipated. I think it's now over 24 hours since I was last recording this puzzle. And though I haven't actively looked at it in the meantime, obviously I've been passively dwelling on the puzzle and the idea of overlapping Gallifreyan representations of two words and what it could mean to do that. In particular, about the idea that, according to this guide at least, there are like multiple valid ways of writing the same word in Gallifreyan, and so the overlap wouldn't be a well-defined thing. And so I am wondering. Well, we've got some like the partial confirmation told us, for example, not to combine consecutive consonants or consecutive vowels, so that does give us some restriction. But it still seems like we could put these things anywhere around the circle, and we can put the line endpoints anywhere we like, and we can shape the lines however we like. And like this thing lets you move, right? Lets you move these things to wherever you want. So yeah, I think the best I came up with for what it would mean to overlap and to have a sort of consistent sense of overlap would be to assume that all of your letters, or not your letters, but your consonant vowel combos. You could have consonant vowel in a single symbol, couldn't you? But all of your symbols are spaced equidistantly around the circle. So you wouldn't have something like this, right? We'd assume that they're spaced evenly around the circle in terms of the angular position. And that lines, like any lines that touch the symbol at the same angle, are considered to be overlapping, even if they're not like in exactly the same place. Like this line being here and this line being here, we'd consider those to just be the same. If there was a line in both, we'd consider them to be overlapping. And then I hope that the words we're overlapping are like the same length in Gallifreyan, and exactly one of them has non-trivial overlap. I think I'm going to just test that idea with aged and left. So aged would be A, G, E, D, and left would be L, E, F, T. Right? Now, L, L, E would be this L symbol with a circle on the circumference for the E, whereas A would just be a circle outside the circumference. So there's no non-trivial overlap. So LE and A do not overlap. Then we have GE and F. GE would be this thing with a single line plus the E circle. F would be this thing with with three lines and no circle. So the overlap would be this and one of the lines. So that would overlap in something the shape of a G. And then D and T, these don't overlap. And this has dots and this doesn't. So there's no overlap there. So I think the overlap between aged and left is a G. Right, then we have bluffed and pillars. So B and PI. B and PI have no overlap. LU and L, they would have overlap, right? They'd overlap L. Then we have F and LA. F and LA don't overlap. FE and R, no overlap. And D and S don't overlap. So we just get L there. Doodling and evenings, DO and E, no overlap. No, DO, no, O and E don't overlap. Their vowels are at different. O is inside, E is on the circumference. No overlap. O and VE, no overlap there. NI and D, no overlap. LI and N, DO, no, LI and done. It's NG. NG is a single thing in Gallifreyan, isn't it? LI and NG, they don't overlap. Yeah. And NG and S overlap. This bit overlaps with that bit, and they both have three lines. So S is the overlap, I think. I wonder if we can do this without solving any more proofs. Try smuggling, I guess. Not smuggling. Smugglers. No. It's probably not Stieglitz. Could be Spanglish, I guess. No. Okay, let's solve for more clues. And then maybe just one or two more overlaps will be enough to Wheel of Fortune the answer. Okay. Probably want to focus on these clues. We've got most of these. We'd be unlucky not to get the overlap. They're falling at times, if not for odd countries. Saturn spinning extremely fast turns into universal. And this is Uranus, isn't it? The anchor of Saturn, but we've turned T, which is the to a fast, into U for universal. Okay, so I and U overlap as an E. N and RA, N and RA have no overlap. TA and NU, TA and NU, A and U make no overlap. KE and S, no overlap. Okay, try one more clue. Try and get. There's a few of these that seem plausible. Iron ore gets melted. Ore gets replaced by a kind of bronze. Uprising. I want to know what the kind. I know how this clue works mechanically. It's an anagram of iron ore, but OR gets replaced by a kind of bronze, and it's a word that means uprising. And I wanted I tried revolution, didn't I? But that was not right. What is the scarlet letter? The scarlet letter. A. Endless segue into Vivaldi alternative. 1 replaced by 500, so I becoming D. Small measures. Brewers accepting bar and advertising producers. Falling at times, if not for odd countries. Intonations. Odd letters of if not for are INTO and countries and nations. Um, Aren't we expecting an A here? Oh, right, yeah, I forgot how it worked. You're not, yeah, you're taking the letter of this one and the letter of this one. I was expecting to have like the same letter. Forgot how that bit of the puzzle worked. No, we don't really need this anymore. That did indeed end it. Right, warm blood. Oh, this is long. Okay, W, A, and I will have no overlap. R and T, O. Oh, this is good. These are going to overlap. This is just going to be. Oh, it's not T, O, it's N, isn't it? R and N, no overlap. And then we have M and T, O, which have no overlap. B and NA, no overlap. L, O, and T, I, no. O and O, well, they overlap as O quite clearly. And then we have D, E, and N, no. And then D and S, also no. All right, it's got to be Snowflake. Yes. Good. That's been stewing in my brain for the last day. Glad to get that done.